That was amazing.
Sometimes the sharks would just come in and get a hold of him, and they were like completely swallowing his hands while I'm going punch, punch, punch. You know, it's like,
and he's just shaking the
I just let him go, and he's out there swimming around by himself, punching and.
The conquering hero returns, bearing the scars of battle.
See, look at this. Look at all these bites around the wrist. That means he swallowed the hand. He's just like ripped to shreds.
And so is his fish-filled wetsuit.
It's quite obvious that they're very skittish. They don't like to be challenged. And if you give them a good rap, they're likely to go away. So I think it's actually impressively plausible.
But the Mythbusters haven't traveled all the way to the Bahamas to leave it at that. Now they've seen the sharks in action, they're already planning their next bout.
Clearly, I think we might be slipping on Mythbusters. I mean, the robotic shark-punching buster worked perfectly the first time out.
Yeah, you know, it showed if the sharks were really motivated to go for you, you know, like really attack you, that was their focus, because he was all chummed up and they wanted him, that you might as well go after him. You might as well punch him. What else are you going to do?
Because it really actually did something.
Yeah, it fended him off.
Yeah, but I still think that we need to do a little more testing with this myth. I mean, clearly after what Stuart said, it sounds like if you punch the shark, they're going to come at you more aggressively. I think that we might have to take this a step further and get into the chainmail and have one of us, not me.
Not me.
Clearly Jamie.
That would be me.
Get down there in the chainmail and punch them personally.
And see if they get more riled up by punching, and if punching is actually worse than not punching. Are you willing to do it?
You know what they say, when you're swimming with sharks, you're going to get bit. We're out here at a new location. It's much farther out, and these sharks are wild. They're much more aggressive. They're swirling around the boat right away when we landed, or when we dropped anchor here. And, you know, it's got me a little concerned.
Buster was punching some pretty well-fed, well-trained sharks out there at the 2-mile mark. We're way farther out here, and these sharks are, from what we've seen this morning, a lot more aggressive, a lot quicker to go right for the food that they're interested in. And there could be, you know, some confusion and some danger involved. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I would completely support Jamie if he said no.
I'm a little worried. I don't really want Jamie to go down there and do that. Watching those sharks, they're way more aggressive, and I'm actually really nervous. If I was in charge, I wouldn't put him down there.
But Carrie, wasn't it your idea?
Have one of us, not me.
Not me.
Clearly Jamie. Come on, would you want to hurt that guy? Look at him.
The worst case scenario with this would be, say if one of the animals got a hold of my arm and started to thrash, I could potentially break it.
If I see a shark coming up with a beret, I'm going to be mad at you.
Here's the plan. Jamie and Stuart will dive to the seabed with a full bait box. Jamie, wearing chainmail, will then try and guard the bait against an army of hungry sharks using only his fists.
Hurt me. Go ahead.
It's like Tron.
Some headgear might come in handy, too.
You're wearing it just kind of like you wear your beret, kind of off to the side, so you might be more comfortable that way anyway.
Tilted the wrong way, though.
I know. Oh, is that going to throw you off if it's tilted the wrong way?
Now, Adam can't dive because of an ear problem. Lucky, then, that the crew have brought along a bubble sub, a personal submersible that can be piloted by someone who doesn't have a dive ticket. Air from a regular tank is pumped into the bubble. Jamie and Stuart take the bait to the bottom.
Are the sharks coming at you?
All around us.
Right. Let the battle commence.
Okay, the sharks are all around them.
Several of them right in the nose, and it moves them away okay.
said he punched him right in the nose and one of the sharks moved away, so he isn't eaten yet.
Where Buster's strikes were random, Jamie's are precise, sticking to the areas specified in the myth. He's also using very little force. It's soon obvious that Jamie's punches aren't making the sharks more aggressive.
Stuart's pulling out some bait, over.
He's pulling the bait out.
He tried to liven it up because I think I was kind of doing too good a job of fending these sharks off. But things are about to change.
Adam has a ringside seat, just out of the danger zone.
Well, I can tell you at this point, my knuckles are a little raw. Over.
Jamie, have you done enough punching to come up with a result? Over.
Well, let me think about it a little bit. I'm a little busy right now. Their noses are really hard. They're quite hard. I mean, hitting them is like hitting bone. And secondly, I can tell you that I'm definitely defending this bait box. The more aggressive I get with punching them, the more they go away. Over.
You call plausible at this point? Over?
Well, I definitely don't see that punching them is making them angry. I mean, I'm defending this and they seem to be responding. They know I'm guarding the bait box and they're not coming in as tight as they were. Of course, I suppose that all we have to do is start to spread some around or let loose a fish head or two and things get a little crazy. But it seems at this point that, you know, they know I'm guarding the bait box and they're reacting to it.
I want to watch this. I'm done communicating. This is hilarious. Now that he's not so scared, it's a little less evil.
That was great. I was right down on the bottoms, sitting right next to Jamie. They're just swimming around. I mean, it's obvious they don't like even being poked. I mean, you could really pretty much do this and get the same result.
The front of the shark, the nose, is like bone. I'm sure it's cartilage instead, but it feels like bone. So hitting that's kind of like unsatisfying. It's just, you know, knock, knock. And
So,
they don't respond to it too much either. Punching in the soft sides along the gills or whatever, you can do it, and they seem to actually respond to it. I felt like I was actually defending the bait box by punching at them. I did not feel them like getting angry at me or...
All right, so shark punching, busted, plausible, or confirmed?
I would have to say plausible. I don't think it's 100% way to defend yourself depending on the circumstances. But I tell you what, if you get bit by a shark and they're going for it, I'd be punching at it.
Yeah, I think I'd be punching at anything that was biting me.